There's not one guy, one person in the history of this program that's bigger than the program.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
I'm just going to label this the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Period. We've got a full list of all of the transfers that we know of right now coming in. I'll read it off really fast because I hate reading off lists like this, but I don't know how to get the information out any better. So as of today, January 9th, we've got Michigan State offensive lineman Spencer Brown, San Diego State cornerback Dejon Malone, Purdue wide receiver Deion Burks, UT Martin running back Sam Franklin, Southeastern Louisiana tight end Fowler Sharp, North Texas offensive lineman Fabechi Wawu, Utah cornerback Jocelyn Malaska, Florida State kicker Tyler Keltner, Miami of Ohio defensive end and Mark Hall Crystal Ball exclusive Caden Woolard, USC offensive lineman. That B out there couldn't keep him. Michael Tarquin and Baylor tight end Jake Roberts, brother of four-star tight end target Nate Roberts. Guys, I think it's best if we just throw names out there and guys being dudes talk about them. There are rumors that Casey Thompson is also in Norman working out with the team. He hasn't shared anything. The team hasn't shared anything, but I'll leave that there. Ryan Tyson, who excites you the most on this list? And everyone else, you can't choose the same guy, but you can talk to Ryan about his pick. Go.
Thank you for setting the parameters, Mark.
I think the two that I want to talk about are for a specific reason. Cornerback Jocelyn Malaska and then Baylor tight end Jake Roberts. Oklahoma boys. Why does
balloons?
Balloon celebration.
Why does Gan keep doing
No,
this?
I swear it's not me. It's not. How can I control your screen
it's
from where I'm at?
How am I doing?
You
this?
did a peace sign. You did a peace sign, and balloons come up on the screen.
It's not doing it.
No.
Oh,
it did, I guess. All right.
Anyway,
Ryan, tell us about the two guys.
Yeah, we talk a lot. We've talked a lot this year about how it is this coaching staff's priority to get and keep in-state talent. And I think there's been in the past regime not a intention to do that. And I think what we've seen is some real talent fall through the cracks and us not even having a chance at them. I love the fact that even in the transfer portal, we're still going back and getting these young guys or young-ish guys. I know Jake Roberts has like a year left, but who are from Oklahoma, and we're bringing them home. And I know both of these, there are probably ulterior motives as well because they both have younger siblings. But I love the fact, I cannot get over the fact that we are so focused on Oklahoma as a recruiting state and how important that is. And we've talked about like each guy specifically, we've talked about the tight end room. So I love bringing in a big bodied guy like Jake Roberts into the tight end room, which we don't really know what it's going to look like next year with Devon Mitchell coming in. So I love just bringing in more talent there and seeing like what shakes. And then Jocelyn Malaska, again, cornerback room is crowded, but I think there is opportunity to show yourself in those things. And I think I just overall, I love the fact that we've focused on local for the future, but also some of those people that we've missed in the past. So
on that super fast, Jocelyn Malaska is a PWO. So we are getting a guy who was a scholarship offer from a Pac-12 school at the time in Utah, taking advantage of those Oklahoma ties to claw back an athlete like that. And you don't even have to use a scholarship to get him. That's flipping the script on it a little bit, right? You offer all these Oklahoma kids, you bring them in, and then you go to the portal and you say, oh, you're from here too?
Mm-hmm.
And you want a new fresh start? Come on to town. Patrick, any thoughts on Ryan's or new guy?
Yeah, I'm going to focus in on Tyler Keltner, the Florida State kicker coming in. really hoping he takes over the kicking duties for this Oklahoma team moving forward. The kicking was not where it needed to be last season. We need a solid kicker who we can fully rely on, especially when we have so many close games like we have been having, like we will have in the SEC. A kicker who we can rely on game in and game out will be key. So I really like this pickup. He's got a pretty good track record, experienced, like a lot. Secondly, I'm going to go off the list a little bit because I want to manifest Zalen's Hurd, 5-star from last year, LSU
Don't do this.
offensive
Don't
lineman.
do this.
We gotta manifest it, guys. I hope to God he comes to the University of Oklahoma to help this offensive line. That's our biggest question mark going in the SEC. I know there's a reason why he is transferring, but it would be great to land someone with that amount of potential coming to OU. That's all I got.
Yeah, I wish that you didn't jinx it like that because now he's definitely not coming to OU.
Definitely
But-
coming
we
to
definitely just got jinxed.
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, and man, if you lose Caden Green but replace him with that guy, that's maybe a net positive for your offseason. That's stupid. That's silly. That doesn't make sense. Patrick, I hate that selection. Matt Gann, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll highlight two guys that we've talked about before, but Deshaun Malone, the cornerback out of San Diego State, 6'2", 200 pounds, had 34 tackles, 1 forced fumble, interception, and 7 pass breakups. His also passer rating when quarterbacks target him is very low. This is a guy that really can make an immediate impact, possibly play alongside 6-year senior Woody Washington to help lock down some of those SEC high power offenses and wide receivers. So really looking forward for him to make pretty much a day one impact, as well as what Mark dropped his balls on the other day. Miami, Ohio defensive end Caden Woolard. This guy is 6'5", 252, had 41 tackles, 9.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles at his time this last season. So this brings really good competitive depth to a very good defensive end group. My only worry is where does PJ and some of these other guys? I mean, they're going to have to rotate these guys. And I wonder if this limits the ceiling of some of these guys coming in, or maybe it helps them, rotate some healthy bodies, keeps them fresh and able to get after the quarterback. But you need guys like this, especially at this position, to be able to bring pressure to these quarterbacks, because in the SEC, if you give them enough time, they are going to dissect you all day long. So you need guys like Caden Woolard coming in the transfer portal. I think that was a huge get. And again, I think both these guys I mentioned can really make immediate impacts on the defensive side of things.
Yep. Deshaun Malone, 6'2", 200. You wonder, after Kendall Dolby, even smaller than that, saw some time at not nickel, but cheetah. You wonder if, with the cornerback room looking mostly solid, I mean, we've got guys upon guys upon guys that we expect to play well. You wonder if Des Malone maybe finds his way to the nickel, to the cheetah, gets his way onto the field that way. The one that I want to zero in on, and I have talked about him before whenever he signed with or committed to Oklahoma, but Deion Burks. Last year, 47 catches, 629 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's a 5'11", 195-pound sophomore. So he's got 2 or 3 years left. I don't really know how it works anymore, but let's call it 2. Let's call it 2. This guy reminds me of some sort of, like, not quite as fast as Hollywood Brown and not quite as maneuvery as Marvin Mims, but some weird combination of the two that maybe doesn't have the ceiling of those guys. And Jalil Farouk, we think, is coming back. That's wonderful. I'd love to see him step up as maybe more of a slot presence this year, but you need more guys in the rotation. Deion Burks is absolutely going to be a tool in the tool shed. He's going to be a weapon for Seth Luttrell and Jackson Arnold on the offense. And I like adding someone like this because I don't think that Farouk necessarily has the speed that a player like Burks has. And I don't think that Brennan Thompson has the maneuverability that a guy like this has. And I worry that we would force Gavin Freeman into some situations I don't want him in if we didn't bring in a guy like this. So Deion Burks is my selection. You guys think anything positive, negative about Burks?
I just think that wide receiver room's stacked.
Feels
I
like
just,
it.
God, I just hope our quarterback has time to throw it to them. That's that's my main concern. So,
Well, if Patrick's right and
Yeah.
his favorite transfer commit for Oklahoma, is it Zalance, Patrick?
I believe so.
I've been saying
Zalance-
Zalance
well,
in my head.
hey, we could go either way.
Big Z heard. If
Easy.
he chooses Oklahoma, that becomes number one on everyone's list. I feel
Yeah.
like it has to. One thing that I want to mention, we're losing defensive tackles up front, and we have not signed one in the portal. So you're really going to have to look for someone like Grayson Halton to step up, or even Patrick's number one pick from the Oklahoma 23 draft from a few episodes back, Jaden Action Jackson. You're going to have to look at someone else to clog the middle up because we haven't
Number
brought
one
in
pick.
any adults in the room.
It's a great point. It's a scary point. Last
It's a
thing,
scary point.
They
Yeah.
seem
A
like
lot
they
of
know what
good
they're
offensive
doing.
lines in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, last point.
Yeah, last point. Casey Thompson practicing. Those rumors, if they are true, I'm a fan of it. Jackson Arnold gets hurt in the first or second game. I don't know if Michael Hawkins is ready to take the reins there. Getting a guy who's experienced and better than a Booty or a Bevel into the program. He's older. I like that a lot. Even though his past is Texas and Nebraska, but that's okay.
Yeah, but
He's an
it
Oklahoma
almost,
kid, though, right?
Yeah, he is.
right. His
Yeah.
dad played for OU, and
Yeah.
it's almost like the perfect mold of a quarterback we talked about earlier in the offseason. You'd love to get a transfer portal guy,
Yeah.
but who's gonna come? Casey Thompson apparently
Yeah,
might
perfect.
come.
I think it's
So-
perfect.
Yeah, really good, really good. Matt Gann, any final thoughts on? Actually, okay, all right. You're saying no, and that's wonderful. So we're gonna close with the Oklahoma guys who are portaling out, and Patrick thankfully gave us a short list of guys who have not landed on a team yet. That's unfortunate for them. Davis Bevel, Reggie Grimes, Blake Smith. We need those guys to find teams because we support all our homies.
Yeah.
Dalen Smothers just committed to NC State. And let me tell you, I'm just shocked. I'm so surprised that the guy who nearly decommitted last year for NC State is going home to NC State. Didn't see that one coming.
Mm-mm.
Personal favorite of mine, Jason Llewellyn, going to Texas Tech.
What's your
Raider
dude?
up, baby. That's my guy. That's
Raider.
my guy.
Hey, what about Marcus Major going to Minnesota?
Yeah,
Good for
Minnesota.
him.
Good for
Yeah, I
him.
like that.
Gophers. Gophers, baby.
Absolute gopher, man. Good. Thanks for bringing him up. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
because
he's
they
RB1.
have a really good run game. I forgot the guy that played for Minnesota's run game this year, but had a really good year, and maybe Marcus Major can fill that void.
Ibrahim something.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was last year's guy. But
Same guy.
PJ Fleck, man, he sees something in Marcus, and we all saw something in Marcus.
Row
so
the boat.
Fingers
Row
crossed.
the boat.
for him. Row the boat.
There's not one guy, one person in the history of this program that's bigger than the program.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.